Okay, fellas, listen up, please. Champions League playoff today, and it is so important that we win. As you can see, the club finances look a little bit like a ski resort right now. So your professional footballers, everything you do is for the money. That doesn't change today.
Synker samman till segerskroppen, Maltan, Grindavik. Och jag vet vart nu ger idag.
Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. It is season 12, episode 5 today. We have, who do we have? It's a Czech team, I think, in the Champions League qualifying playoff. Hopefully we will win that because we need to get into the Champions League and get that sweet, sweet Champions League's money. Because we are down to almost £5 million in the bank. It's been a very expensive season for us so far. And we just need to start and balance that out a little bit with, like I say, some Champions League money. I don't think we need to worry about it too much. We can write off, I think, most of this if we have a look at transfers. And we can see here, only 4 million that we've brought back in this season so far, but we have spent almost 44 million. So, that's 40 million in sort of net spend in transfers. So you take that out of 50 odd million loss, obviously, 14 million add Champions League money into that. And we're breaking roughly even. So it's not the end of the world just yet, but we do definitely need to get this Champions League money, as I say, just to break even, just to make sure that we're not going to find ourselves spiraling down into debt, basically. So that's where we are. We've got some games to catch you up on before then. We obviously beat Partizan in the second leg, but we'll catch up on that just after this one, which was a league game against KR. We fell behind early in the second half, but Unnison headed us level. So, first drop points of the season, which is obviously disappointing. We should have scored 10 in this one. Maybe not 10, but we should have scored a lot. You can see Boutenson had a nightmare up front. 21 shots. It wasn't a game that should have finished level. It did, and that is obviously disappointing. This was the game in between the two Partizan legs. Obviously, we went to Serbia. We had a 5-0 lead. Let's see how the second leg played out. Partizan gifted us the lead on the night. Ponde made it 2-0. And Boutenton's second made it 3. But Partizan pulled one back before half-time. But Carly found Medina for our 4th. Before Partizan got a second in stoppage time. So it was never in doubt. Going to Serbia and getting a result like this is a big result for us, really. It's not an easy place to go. You can see the XG. We played really, really well. We could easily have scored more. Disappointing, obviously, to concede goals. One of them was really late on there. Well, they were both in stoppage time of each half. So maybe we were guilty of clocking off. But when we were as comfortably in front as we were, you can maybe forgive the players that sin, can't you? Final game to catch you up on back in the league was against Folgner. Sima gave us the lead, and the counter-attack was finished by Jofferson for our second. Before Jonsson played in Kosh to make it 3-0. And then Jofferson's shot was turned in by Sima. So we absolutely dominated this game. You can see on the XG thing there, I mean, they registered shots. They had 2 that were off target, but yeah, it was domination from first to last. Sima with a double. Yeah, just generally speaking, very, very good. And this was, of course, not the European team. This was more or less the team of their backups. So yeah, really, really happy with that. Quick reminder of the league table. We really need to do this once an episode, don't we? Sadly, we have dropped points now, which is not ideal, but we are still 9 points clear with a game in hand. It is obviously coming home, isn't it? It's coming back to Grindavik for a 10th year, I think it's going to be now. But that was never really in doubt, was it? Breeder Blink F8, which I think was the top 2 that I picked at the start of the year. Folgner, AI, Poor, and Viking are all very, very much in 3 points of each other for third, fourth. For the 2 European places. Breeder Blink a little bit ahead of them, as you would expect them to be, I think. But anyway, that is that. Let's go and have a look at these matchups for the game in Europe. It is this team: Ostrava, Banik Ostrava, I say you pronounce that. So it's a 4-2-3-1 that we're expecting from them. And we are not mucking around as you wouldn't expect us to. We need to get the result here. So we will go with Puwol in goal for the first leg. It will be Giannacini, it'll be Majuros, Degen, and Volpez as the back four. Conde, Raul, and Bakali. Milosevic, Beyonce, and Kruzliak will be our attacking trio. Alright, so we can see the team sheets here. This shouldn't be as tough as Partizan were. Their left back is decent. We have actually tried to sign him in the past, though I think we've moved past him now. He's not good enough for us where we currently are, but he's still a decent player. Let's say where the favourites go out there and prove why. I could probably... let's put on a worthy display then. Are we at home? No, we're away from home. So if we can put up, a lead, take home, I think we'd be fairly comfortable with that. So here we go. Now we'll see what happens for the second leg. We do have a pending semi-final for the Gags as well. That is coming up into the foreseeable future. So yeah, we should find out what a league phase, whether it be Champions League or Europa League. We will find out later this episode. Apologies, it only ended up being 3 episodes last week. I just had a little bit of a rough week with the kids watching them. They were tag teaming me who was gonna, it was just a bit of a nightmare. So I went to sit down to record this, ready for Friday, this particular episode, and it was just honestly the last thing I felt like doing. I was just tired and a little bit miserable. So as funny as that could be to watch, I didn't want to put myself through that. So apologies. Oh, and we've taken an early lead as Conde, the new defensive midfielder, heads us into an early lead, 1-0, wonderful stuff. And good ball in from Milosevic, 2 of the new signings for this season. And that is, looking good for the Champions League that we've got some of these boys. I mean, I think we have spent our money wisely. I was trying to remember who all the signings were, and particularly some of the big money ones. Now I've got to remember who they were. I think it was a little bit like, because it was 3 million for Stanislav Jardovic. He was 3 million. Conde was about 3.5. But I think the big two, Dafna, if you remember, was 11 million. So that's him here. He's very much one for the future. And the other big money signing was... no, it wasn't, because Kruzliak and Sema weren't expensive. Oh, it was Volpez, wasn't it? Volpez was the other expensive one. He was 14 or so million. So, yeah. I think we spent money wisely. Let's not get complacent out there. It's kind of ticked by that half, to be honest, hasn't it? Good early goal, and then not much. Conde is looking stressed for some reason. No need to be stressed, mate. Yeah, and like I say, if we do take a lead home, that should be fine for us. Let's try demand more as we get a second highlight an hour into the game. Only had to wait an hour between them. Here we go with Beyonce. Can we get a second goal? A second goal would be a very juicy lead to take back to Iceland, wouldn't it? We know we're a good team at home, and Kruzliak gets a 25th of the season. It was Giannacini, I think, wasn't it, with the cross? It was a good one, and Kruzliak just got the job done there at the end of it. So again, 2 of the new signings for this season combining, and... oh, was it a backward header? It was a really good one, wasn't it? Wasn't having a great game until that point, but at 2-0, you feel comfortable. If we could get a third, what we don't want is 2-1, isn't it? Can we get this away? It's a ball in. It's headed away. It comes back in. It's in the back of the net. It is offside, I think. VAR will check it. I'm a little bit more skeptical this is offside. We had a lot of defenders back there, and I don't know that is... yeah, it is a goal. So it is 2-1 and tie back on. So we got the first one away, ball back in, and yeah, no one was anywhere near that Czech player, were they? I've demanded more there. I didn't actually mean to do that. So despite really dominating the game at 2-1, it's still a lead to take home, and that's ultimately, I think, what we needed to do. But it's very, very nervy. That's for sure. Here we go with Degen. Can we get that 2-goal lead back? Good ball for Giovinazzi. Maybe I should just go with that. Oh, here we go. Royal should win that. Losers out again. Now, what we don't need to do here, guys, is go in level. Volpez can't win the header. Majuros to Degen. Raul moving into space. Can we use him? We can. There's the ball forward, looking for Kruzliak. Kruzliak, good first touch. The second touch. Just over the bar. Bakali not having a great game. Neither is Volpez. But 4 minutes of stoppage time. Are we just going to be able to see this out from here? We are. So, a very tough first leg in the Czech Republic. We come away with a 2-1 win. Possibly should have been more, but it's not. We've got to see this out now at home. So, useful Banik Ostrava come unstuck. We dominated the game. There should be enough we've seen there to be able to get through the second leg at home, but we've got to go and do it, don't we? Italy looking at Volpez and Giacchini as well, which would be a nice little feather in the cap to get a couple of Italian international defenders to go with our German. All right, guys, wait right there. We'll be back for the second leg. All right, welcome back. Let's go qualify for the Champions League. Second leg we're hosting, of course. Before that, though, there was a league game against Breidablik. Technically, it was top versus second, top of the table clash, first versus second. Let's see if it was actually that close, though. Kosh slipped in Bautenson to give us the lead. Daphne smashed in our second. And Kosh made it 3-0 at half-time, before getting his second with a stunning volley. But Breidablik pulled one back late on. So I don't think we'll win any awards for the defending on their goal, but ultimately the game was done by then. So if there was any doubts where the title was heading, there is none now, because that extends that gap out to 12. We still have a game in hand, and yeah, it's all happy days. Kosh just looking good out there, isn't he? Not bad for a backup, I would say. Now let's go and have a look at what we're doing here against Ostrava. We sort of know what we're expecting because we just saw them, and it's more or less the same team. I think the only change we're making is Jonsson's coming in place of Raul. The reason I'm doing this is just Jonsson's a little bit better, maybe defensively a little bit better all round, bit of a higher work rate, just a more solid player. So we're going to put him in there, given that it is relatively tight, the game. And then if we need to, Raul's on the bench. But yeah, I just think all round, I mean, he's not bad, is he? We could easily do it, but he's not the greatest tackler, and positioning's not great. So I think Jonsson's sort of a safe pair of hands in there. Alright, so we can see the team sheets there. It doesn't look like there's any major changes. Not that I've recognised the team. I didn't study it that closely anyway. So we have got to not allow complacency to become an issue here. Yes, we have a lead. Yes, we're at home, where we tend to be very good. But that doesn't guarantee us anything, does it? Alright, and here we go. It looks as though we are at the National Stadium for this one, as it doesn't look like a construction zone, does it? So, yeah, that's an improvement. Bigger crowd, of course, for us to play in front of as well. Hopefully that'll get a bigger performance from us, and gate receipts as well. We can't snub over those given our current situation. But yeah, like I say, if we can win here, if we get that Champions League phase money, I guess it is now, then that just takes a lot of pressure off us financially to be able to get done what we want to do. I do still want to sign Kosh. We still have that 10.5 million optional fee available on the loan, so I do still want to make sure we're going through with that, but financially we've got to make sure that it makes sense for us to do as well. Because the thing is, we don't actually need to sign him. We've got Milosevic, we've got Beyonce, who are both right-footed wingers, so we don't need to do it. It's just something where Kosh is a very good player. I think 10.5 million is probably a bit of a bargain for him, and if we can make it happen, I would like to do that. Now, we saw this in the first leg, didn't we, where we scored early, but then not much happened. We've just got to be a little bit careful here. Bakali for Beyonce. Kruzliak's in the middle. Can we... Oh, I tell you what, on a booking in the penalty area, that is a very, very good tackle. A very brave tackle as well. But here we go. Marjuros passes it forward for Bakali. Jonsson. Conde gets it forward. Nice one for Giacchini. It is a foul. Is it on the back post there? Oh, it doesn't matter because Kruzliak has belted it in. Now, if he's offside, what about the penalty for the guy jumping all over the back of... I'm assuming it was Milosevic. Surely this is going to count. It is. So we go 3-1 overall. Or on aggregate. 1-0 on the night. But look at this. Milosevic... Oh, no, maybe not. It looked, from the other angle, it looked as though he was sort of climbing all over the back of him. But no, that was definitely not a foul. But it doesn't matter because it was onside anyway. And yeah, it was quite comfortably onside, really. You could see why they'd want to check it, perhaps. But yeah, that was never really in doubt, was it? So 1-0 at the break, or 3-1 on aggregate. Again, it's just don't get complacent here, boys. We just need to see this through, pocket the money, and no one needs to be sold. That is, of course, it's probably a good way out if you're like Johnson or someone who wants to leave anyway. Maybe he shouldn't be on the field on a booking. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to get himself sent off, but I'm just wondering if maybe... I mean, who would we bring on? We could bring Gis Rasen on and move Conde forward. Or we could just bring Rayul on. There's a good ball for Kruzliak. Now, he may be offside this time. The referee looks quite happy with that one, though. Well, Kruzliak gets his second. Bakali, again, with an assist. And that is 2-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate, and that should be money in the bank now. Wonderful time ball, run, finish through the keeper's legs. And Kruzliak, well, I'm looking forward to see what he can do when we get into this Champions League and he faces some of the better teams. I thought this one... No, that's... Oh, it's this guy here that's playing him on. He was onside against, I think, the centre-backs as well, but the left-back there was the one that was making it look very comfortable. I mean, do we want to give game time to someone specifically? Not necessarily. I mean, we're not going to take Kruzliak off on a hat-trick, although I wouldn't mind giving Sima some time, because we've promised balance in football. This could be the hat-trick, though. Oh, it is. It's... Oh, no, that's onside as well. I'm fairly sure that was onside. It's a wonderful goal. If it is, it is. And there's his hat-trick. We will now... He can walk off to rapturous applause. But what about this? The ball forward from Conde, was it? First touch. Defenders all around. That's calm, isn't it? That is the goal of a very, very good striker. It didn't look offside. We're not even going to bother waiting for that. And, yeah, so he can go and have a rest. Sima can come on. Let's see what he can do. Our 18-year-old South African, of course. Bakali. He is pulling strings today. Not his greatest moment of the game, though. Just stick to passing. Well, which technically he did. He just passed it to the goalkeeper in the form of a shot. Well, we're past the time for player development now anyway, so we will just leave it out as it is. It is 3-0, 5-1 on aggregate. Are they going to get a late consolation? Let's hope not. Is that Giacchini with a knock? It is, so we're not going to leave him on. We will get on you. And can we get a nice little cherry on the top of our cake? Can Sima get himself on the goal sheet? Milosevic twisting and turning. Volpez with the cross. It's away. Conde is there. Back to Giacchini. And we build again. Conde, look at that ball for Bakali. For Sima, kills it dead with the first touch. And his shot is blocked over the top. So Giacchini off. Hopefully that injury is not too serious. It's not going to make an ounce of difference to this one, though, because we are going back to the Champions League group stage. Financial pressure lifted. And that was very, very nicely done. So a Kruzliak hat-trick gets us through. The fixtures are up there. We'll take our time getting there. Just keep everything you have crossed that this is a friendly draw for us. So Kruzliak, did he get all 5 or did he get 4? I think someone else got one and the other one there, didn't it? So we've got our 12.5 million. So that is the main thing. All right, here we go. Is it friendly? It's not great, but I think that might be doable. Let's look at this. AEK Athens were terrible last season. They got smashed by everybody. Mulder at home is someone that we should be able to beat, I would have thought and hoped. Shakhtar away, first game is going to be the one. They're a pot 4 side. That's the one. And I said we want to get these sort of pot 4 sides away from home. We've got it. We need to beat them. The pot 3 sides are Sociedad. They're away from home. A Spanish side. Club reputation is high. Their coefficient ranking is high. That is one that maybe we would have liked at home. Juventus at home is going to be tough. Benfica away is going to be tough. Benfica, if we could have got Benfica and Real Sociedad at home and played AEK Athens definitely away and maybe even Mulder, that might have worked a little bit better for us. But I think the way it works is you get a pot 3 team at home and a pot 3 team away, pot 4 team at home and away. So yeah, that was never actually going to happen for us. But Juventus at home, could we do something there? RB Leipzig at home, I think we've beaten them at home before, haven't we? The more I look at that, Arsenal are the defending champions away from home. Let's write that one off. Outside of that, I would give us a chance of a result in probably all of those games. We won't get a result in all of those games. but it's as friendly, I think, as we could have hoped that to be. So that's promising. I'm looking forward to that. Fixture rearrangements as a result. And let's have a quick update of these finances. And that looks a little bit better now, doesn't it? So we're sort of, the loss is less than what we spent on transfers. So I'm feeling a lot better about life now. We can go and spend 10 million on Kosh. But guys, that'll do it for today. If you have enjoyed that, make sure you hit thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new. We'll be back. I think what we'll do is we'll come back to play Breeder Blink with the Gags, as is our next game in the line of things as well. I'll then skip over the league, and then we'll got arguably the biggest game of the. We have to get off to a winning start against Schalke, and there's no reason why we can't do that, if I'm honest. So I'll see you for that one. Take care.